The way that you have demonstrated respect and affection for this person is unlike anything they've ever experienced with anyone before. You make this person feel like a king or a queen. You make this person feel like they're not just somebody who fills like a void in your life, but this is somebody who feels very chosen by you. This is somebody that feels very competent and very capable as a lover, as a friend, as a human being in your presence. Not because you're love bombing them, not because you're placating them, not because you're trying to manipulate them, but the ways in which you very authentically kind of express yourself and respond to authentic expressions on their part with this "I love the way I feel when I'm around you" energy definitely encourages this person to continue to let their guard down, continue to let their wall down, to continue to lean in to the urge to trust in their feelings and to trust in this experience with you. Because there's a sense of you bring a side to them to a side of them to the surface, or you recognize or speak to something within them that other romantic partners, other lovers, even other friends and family may have overlooked about this person. It's like there's a hidden side of them that is the quiet observer, and you invite that part of them out of hiding. You give that part of them the recognition and credit that it's due. This is something where efforts that this person has made to showcase their capacity for love and affection, and you've been very excited about that, very receptive to that. This is something that is like making them feel very proud. Like they feel that they're doing something right every time they take a step towards you. They open up, they share something, they make a romantic gesture, and the way it makes you smile or it makes you light up inside, it helps provide this person with reassurance that to continue to explore this connection is accepting an invitation into an experience where there's a wholeheartedness of love that is possible between the two of you, like something that comes closer to love without conditions than anything that they have known before. It's maybe somebody that is used to kind of like having to people please or, kind of like sing for their supper, sort of like perform for love in a way. Like that's been their experiences up to this point in time. Parts of themselves rejected by other people, or they themselves kind of rejecting parts of themselves and therefore kind of keeping that hidden, not letting that out into the light, not giving people the opportunity to kind of like get to know that part of them, to love or accept it. It's just like, oh no one would like this because it contradicts with kind of these other facets of me that everybody knows, and so they've kind of kept that hidden. But with you, there's a sense of like you're connecting with one another on that deeper, on that hidden level, and it's helping a more well-rounded version of this individual to come out into the light. This feels like something where walking away from experiences with you, moments spent with you, it's like their vibration is heightened. This may be something that's having a very positive effect as well on their other interpersonal relationships. They're performing better at work. Their disposition's better. They got a friendly smile for people. That might not always have been like the case. They're able to not get as like triggered by negativity or adversarial individuals that they deal with, because it's just kind of like whatever. That person will just be themselves because I got something better to focus on. I've got somebody that celebrates me for myself. I've got someone that loves me. I got love on the brain, love's in the air. I can't be bothered by those low vibrations. And so it's having a very like noticeable positive and constructive effect on like their life as a whole. So this is somebody that sees you as like a good influence in their life. They think you're a genuinely good person. You're a nice person. You're a decent person. You're an authentic person. And they feel so lucky to have connected with you. I also have the moment I met you, I knew you were the person I had been praying for. So this person caught feelings early on. This is somebody that is kind of like, you have me wrapped around your finger and you don't even know. I would do absolutely anything for you. Just tell me what you need, tell me what you want, tell me what you desire, and I will bring that forth. And if that is not something that comes naturally to me, then I will learn how to create that aspect or strengthen that aspect within. This is somebody that is looking at this experience with you as an opportunity to embark on an adventure of love. You're very different from the usual type of person that they are romantically drawn to. You could also be like kind of their fantasy come to life, but they've been rejected by other people that might have fit into that mold of the fantasy, or they never were kind of like acknowledged by people that sort of fit into that kind of ideal fantasy. So part of them might be surprised at times, kind of like sitting in the stillness of like, wow, you actually like me, this is actually happening. It's not just we have a good time and we're compatible, but you fulfill and check off like a lot of boxes that I've never experienced before and I've wanted to experience for quite some time. So this is like all new territory for this person, but they're very like proud when they're in your presence. This is somebody that wants to show you off, wants to very quickly get to the point, or very soon get to the point of kind of like, okay, we're in a real relationship, things are official, I can start announcing that on social media, I can have you meet my friends and family, I want to meet your friends and family, I want us to take steps forward with one another. Like there's a lot of certainty here that the effect that you have on them, who you are as a person, what happens in those moments spent together, and the ripple effect that that has on their life overall, that this is something in accordance with their highest good. It's almost like a part of them that's like, I'd be a fool to mess this up, or to turn this down, or to push you away. And so if this is somebody that's a little bit slow to progress at this point in time, it's not because they're like indecisive. This is somebody that's like savoring the moment. Like they feel that they've hit the jackpot with this connection and with you. And this is somebody that's almost like, give me just a minute to kind of sit here, in the sense of like, yeah, my wish fulfillment came in, and it didn't just come in terms of like, okay, cool, I got somebody, by my side, but it's like, you are everything and more that I could have hoped for, that I could have wished for. And so it's almost somebody that wants to just kind of bask in the effervescence of that before that next step forward happens. And it feels like this is the type of person that they are imagining that like, if things keep progressing forward this way, it's almost like this will never be a boring relationship. I'm too fond of you. I'm too attracted to you. This is too delicious. This is too juicy to ever be something that would get boring, or where we'd have to kind of explore ways like, how do we add the spice back into the connections? Like, no, this is fulfilling on so many levels, that this is somebody that is kind of like, they almost feel like, I know it'll get to a point where I can't keep my hands off you, can't keep our hands off each other, where I'm thinking of you, I'm like in puppy love no matter how old they are. But it's also something that feels like it's mature, it's fulfillment. It's something where they're very kind of like, I want to make sure that I'm a good caretaker of this opportunity and this experience. I don't want to do anything to mess this up, because I know I'm never going to find someone like you again in this lifetime. I also have, I find myself wondering if you think of me as much as I think of you. So you have invaded this person's thoughts. They think about you when they should be working. It's like thoughts of you drift towards them, kind of come up from the subconscious. They get very excited whenever they get like a message from you, or they get a phone call from you, or maybe there's like an appointed time when the two of you talk, or, like they get off work and they connect with you pretty quickly after they get home. There's a sense of like an anticipation, almost an anxiety that builds, where those last like 30 minutes of the workday, it is so tough, because they know, in addition to kind of like ending their day, ending the responsibilities and that version of themselves, and kind of, relaxing into the aspect of them that they are outside of the workplace, there's also the sense of like, and I get to talk to you, I get to see you, I get to have an experience with you, or even on the days when you're not talking to one another, you're doing other things, or your schedules don't align. It's like I get to just have like my quiet time and think of you and not be bothered by kind of like these other distractions or things that other people might want of me. So this is somebody that's like very smitten with you at this time. They're sitting in a lot of like gooey romantic energy. They love fantasizing about you. This is somebody that definitely like has your picture saved on their phone. This is somebody that like anything you post on social media, they're watching it, they're liking it. It's almost like the little heart emoji, like they're liking someone, they're something, they're giving the thumbs up. It's like that doesn't even come close to kind of just like, I just love it, I adore it, I love everything about you. If there were ways for me to showcase that kind of fondness for you in a manner that the world could perceive, so that I'm not just one heart amongst many, I'm not just one thumbs up amongst many, then I would do that. I'd pay to have something like that, where it could just be like me showcasing myself here for you as like your biggest fan, your biggest admirer. We also have my truths are hard to tell you. So there's definitely aspects about this person's past, like past experiences in love and romance where, they might not have been operating on like the highest frequency, moments that they weren't proud of. I mean, we all have those in our lives, but it feels like this is something that they want to be very upfront about, even like their shadows, even the skeletons in their closet, so that moving forward, you have a very well-rounded idea of who they are as a person. This is somebody that doesn't want to keep secrets from you. They don't want to hide things. They don't want you to find out the hard way or find out through rumors, find out through the grapevine. They don't want you to wonder. They want like total disclosure. Let me put it all out on the table so that you recognize the person that I used to be before, mistakes that I've made, or wounds that exist from people that were careless with my heart, so that you understand what it is that I'm working with, not as kind of like, this is just how it is, this is who I am, these are my patterns, this is who I'll always be. If there were like times in their life where they did things they weren't proud of, this is somebody that feels like that has made a very concerted effort to kind of turn their life around, turn the ways in which they show up in connections around. This is something that even if they were in like toxic connections before, like two people bringing out the worst in one another, this is something that this person has, like, at this point in time, taken ownership and accountability for their role in their suffering and another person's suffering and like circumstances that went wrong. This is not someone that's at a point in their life where they're just pointing fingers and talking about all these crazy exes and they're just the victim of the circumstances. This is someone that's moved beyond that. And so it feels like there's kind of like crucial elements or details, not that they'd be deal breakers between the two of you, but it's just something that it's almost like, I want to bring forth a level of truth about kind of like the background of who I am, so that you understand maybe how much effort it has taken to kind of become this version of me, or so that you understand like how I'm showing up in this partnership. It's not just kind of doing right by you and doing right by this circumstance, but it is as a result of like, I know what I am capable of in terms of like my lowest moments or the shadow aspects of myself. So when I say I'm trying in this situation, when I say that I'm giving you my heart very honestly, when I'm making efforts, I want you to know and understand that that is coming from a place where I'm very familiar with my capacity and my ability to do the exact opposite, because it's happened in previous circumstances. This is somebody that doesn't want to make you like fearful at any point in time. Fearful that they are, talking to other people, that they got other options, or, maybe even fearful that they are somebody who is just an emblem of like repeating cycles that you've been trying to work through in terms of the type of people you allowed into your life, that you gravitated towards, maybe, partners that were chosen by your wounds as opposed to your higher self. This is somebody that feels that it's very important to even have those kind of like difficult conversations about versions of each of you that you have shed, that you have evolved beyond, that you've let go of, that you've healed, that you kind of paid penance for the mistakes of the past, so that you could be in this moment here and now, looking towards the opportunity for like fresh starts in love and romance, to do better today than you did yesterday. That kind of an energy. This is somebody that is almost like telling you these kind of tough things about me that pride and ego and even just common sense would say, oh, we'll just kind of keep that hidden. Who's going to know? That doesn't affect this situation. This is somebody that wants to kind of like start to build in the direction of let's have full disclosure with one another. I don't want there to be any kind of like sense of shame that cloaks our ability to have closeness with one another. So this person may start opening up about aspects as far as like their personal history or background, so that you are very well informed about like the version of them that you're getting in the here and now. So then this person tells you like I love you, and they're demonstrating honesty to you and loyalty to you, that they're showing up in an energy of integrity, high value and high vibration, that this isn't something that is kind of just useless or could be taken for granted, but it's almost like they've built this capacity within themselves. They've strengthened that or enhanced that through times when they weren't operating in that polarity, because they want you to know that the love they have to give, it's very honest. It has value because they've increased the value of that through their efforts to heal and try to kind of become a better person, maybe in many ways than they used to be, or than a previous experience or a series of experiences in their life kind of brought forth in terms of how they showed up in partnerships, or what the people that they were in partnerships with before kind of stimulated to the surface based on the dynamics that were going on. We also have, there is no doubt in my mind where you belong, and it's with me. Yeah, so this is somebody that wants long-term commitment with you. And so it feels like you've reached a place in your connection with one another again, where there's like tough conversations that have to take place. Not just here, let me showcase my best qualities, let me be on my best behavior, let me kind of like wine and dine you and, sit in this very like, we're up on cloud nine and everything's great, and we're swimming in these loving energies. It's like that happens very naturally, but this person is also thinking within themselves like, okay, it's so easy to love you, it's so easy to be up in this high vibration, it's having a very positive effect on other areas of my life. So how can I reach in deep in order to kind of pull something to the surface that when I give this to you, it is a meaningful gesture on my part that lets you know, like, when I say I love you, you can trust that. When I'm making efforts towards you, that this holds meaning. These are not empty words. These are not empty promises. These are not flimsy gestures or temporary steps towards you. And so part of that is kind of revealing, feels like an aspect of their shadow, but not just kind of like, here, let me tell you about like the worst of times, that I've been through, or kind of like versions of myself that I no longer am, and that's kind of like the only focus. It's almost like providing that context of the shadow, so that efforts that they make to showcase their light, or to show up very consciously in that energy of light, in that high vibration to you and to this situation, so that you understand that this is something that is meaningful. Like, you've brought this out of them. You're encouraging this within them. You have made them want to not just kind of like dwell in the past or hold themselves back out of like a fear of hurting you, or being a version of themselves that they no longer are. This is somebody, it feels like, that is able to kind of release that burden of the past, anything that might have had them sort of second guessing about like their worthiness of love and partnership, or kind of like the people that they were calling into their reality, how they were showing up in love and in connections. There's a sense like you bring a different side of them to the surface. This is a very different experience. You are a very different person than anyone they've ever had an opportunity with, romantically speaking. And so this person is not second guessing that like it's too good to be true. They see this as kind of like good karma, the reward for doing the right thing, maybe even like doing the hard thing, but that was the right choice. A lot of heavy lifting, a lot of work that they've done within, a lot of shadow work, a lot of emotional healing, a lot of emotional maturing, a lot of sitting within the lessons and the repercussions of times where they weren't operating in such high vibration or integrity. That this is something that they see you as kind of like, okay, I have transcended a lesser version of myself, because here we are in this moment and we are connecting so profoundly, and everything is, it's flowing beautifully. It's evolving beautifully between the two of us. And so I want you to know that all of me loves all of you. All of me wants to show up in this connection. And I invite and I welcome all of you to be showcased in the ways that you feel comfortable. Because I won't judge you. I will embrace you totally for everything that you were, everything that you are, and all that you shall become. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. Like or comment to claim these energies. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more content that I put out here. Don't forget to hit the bell button to get notifications every time I post a new video. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link for that below. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.